I didn't want to bring math into this, but you're making me bring math into this. This right here is the equation for time dilation, and it mathematically can show you why this notion that photons experience no time just does not work. It's kind of just mathematical and scientific nonsense. The first problem is one I've explained before, over here. The proper time in the frame of reference moving with, here it says the clock, but it would be the photon. This delta t would require setting the apparent velocity for that photon to 0. One of the first laws of relativity is that photons always move at the speed of light in every reference frame. So there is no reference frame at all, period, physically in our universe in which the apparent velocity of a photon is 0. So this delta t is undefined. But let's move on. Let's get down here. You have 1 minus v squared over c squared. C squared is the speed of light. If we were calculating this for the speed of light, then v squared would be equal to z squared. So you would get 1, and you would get 1 minus 1, so you would get 0. And you get the square root of 0, which is 0, and then you divide by 0. So you're taking an undefined quantity, and then you're dividing it by 0, which is undefined. You've undefined it twice. And in physics, we don't make assumptions like just because time dilation increases as we near the speed of light, it must be 100%. It must equal, 0 time experience when you're at the speed of light, because approaching the speed of light and moving at the speed of light are two very, very different things. You can make that assumption for every value under the speed of light, but once you hit the speed of light, the rules change. And when things are undefined, we call them undefined. We say, that makes no sense. That's why I say, a photon has no perspective. There is no reference frame in which the apparent speed of a photon is 0. And that's why I say that photons do experience time, because you can't arbitrarily say that an undefined quantity divided by 0 is equal to 0. It's not. It's mathematically not. It's scientifically not. And no, in this instance, you cannot replace it with a function that says, as the limit of this approaches the speed of light, because again, all values below the speed of light are one thing, but the speed of light is entirely different. It's actually physically different. So since the photon has no reference frame, and in our reference frame, we see the photon experiencing time, the photon experiences time.